Alright, what's going on, man? It's your boy Kreativekloth, and I'm back with another video, man. Look, if I'm not starting somewhere, I'm not going nowhere. I don't know if this is the same for y'all, but I feel like this year sneakers have really been like the least of my priorities. I feel like I've been buying into boots, chukkas, mules, penny loafers, and like things in that category. But I feel like sneakers really haven't been at the forefront of my mind of being like, I want to purchase it like it has in previous years. So I wanted to make this video and really start at the beginning of the year, you know, starting in January and just going through the list of sneakers that have come out. And I'm not gonna be able to get to all of them. I wanna focus on the ones I feel like had the most hype, got the most coverage, and I've probably seen out in public way more because there have been a ton of sneaker releases this year. I just wanna focus on the ones I feel like got the most attention and really just give my rating on it. Like, was it a good drop or was it a bad drop? That's gonna be the title of this video. The best and the worst sneaker drops of 2023. Okay, quick disclaimer. If I give a bad rating or I say this was a bad drop, that doesn't necessarily mean everyone thought it was a bad drop. That's a personal opinion. It's crazy you have to do that now. This is my opinion about a sneaker that dropped. So it's either gonna be good or bad in my eyes. So if I don't like it, doesn't mean you don't have to like it. That means you can still like it. This is just my thoughts. That's really the only disclaimer I want to put out. Just because I feel like I know I'm gonna talk about a sneaker that everyone loved, and I'm gonna just be like, yeah, that was kind of whatever dropped. So without further ado, let's get into the first one. All right, so starting at the top of the year, January 7th, we have the Jown Babestas. And if you've been on my channel, or you at least saw this video, you know how I feel about Jown. Like, it's no longer a hidden thing. Like, I really have strong feelings about this brand. And looking at these sneakers, and I don't remember these dropping, but looking at these sneakers, bro, like, it reinforces how I feel about this company, bro. Like, I wouldn't even bat an eye. It wouldn't even be a question if I was gonna buy these or not. Like, it's an absolute no, bro. And I didn't own these, so I don't know if they upped the quality. I don't know if they changed anything about the Babesta at all, like into any aspect. But just looking at the images, bro, not impressed. Don't really care. It's really like a snooze fest when it comes to this sneaker. But I'll leave it at that. All right, next we have the ASICS Brain Dead collab coming in at January 24th. And y'all know, again, if you've been on my channel, you know I reviewed these, I bought these, and these sneakers were the first sneakers of the year where I was like, no, I have to get them. Like, I absolutely have to get them. Like, the way they rolled these out, the images and just everything around this sneaker, I was like, the colorway's crazy. Like, you know, ASICS is starting to get that buzz too. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get these. And I got them, and they were amazing. The only caveat was, I should've got a half size bigger. But other than that, great sneaker, really good cop. So coming in for number 2, saving the first one, this is definitely gonna be one of the greater ones from this year. All right, so next we have the Tom Sachs Nike Craft General Purpose Shoe in Brown. These came out February 6th and 7th. And honestly, this one came to a surprise to me at least, because the other 3 colorways they have of these, I wasn't really a fan of. Like, I was really just like, oh, like those look cool. And like, you know, they weren't bad, but I definitely wasn't checking for them. And I feel like this color is what really reeled me in and was like, oh no, like these actually are pretty dope. Like, I definitely think this is one of the greater ones from this year as well, just because it's such a casual shoe. You could like pair it with so many different things. And just honestly, I think what really reeled me in for these is like seeing other people on like my Explore page or on my Instagram feed buy these and style these well. I was like, okay, no, like, okay. I take back everything I said about the other 3. These are pretty fire. And honestly, this brown pair is definitely one of the greater ones from this year, and also the greater one from the bunch, in my opinion. All right, next we have the return of the Jordan 2, the Lucky Green, that came out February 3rd. Now, listen. I think just like everyone, like, let's be honest. Like, let's be honest. Like, when everyone really got back on the Jordan 2 wave, I'm sure there were people, like real fans of the Jordan 2s prior to this event. But when Virgil came out with those distressed, destructed Jordan 2s, that wave really came back, and I think people started getting back on the Jordan 2s. And honestly, this colorway is fire. Like, this is definitely gonna be one of the greater ones from this year. But I think a lot of people hop back on the Jordan 2 once Virgil showed that like what was it? I think once Virgil showed that pair those years back, like I think that's when everybody got back on it. But honestly, it's not that bad because the Jordan 2 has always been a good sneaker. And I'm glad that it's starting to get more releases, and I'm glad people are starting to collab with it more because it is a great sneaker. I just think it has got overshadowed over the Jordan 1 that was obviously the more popular one. So I think this is one of the greater ones from this year. All right. I feel like this might be the one where people might get on me because I know STÜSSY got some soldiers out there. I know they be rolling deep, bro, so I don't know. This one might get me in trouble. But we got the STÜSSY collab with the Nike Air Penny 2. And honestly, this was a snooze fest, bro. Like, I was like, I am not impressed by these. Even though I saw a lot of good feedback on these just on social media. I know a few people that bought them. These did not impress me in any type of way, bro. I was just like, okay. And I kept scrolling. Like, it was, I don't know if it's because of the shape or the color. Like, I don't know what it was, bro. But these sneakers just didn't do it for me. And I don't know if it's because it's the silhouette. Like, I gotta look at other Nike Air Pennies to like really figure out if I like it. But these, bro, I was just like, okay, like, I know this is another shoe that I'm not gonna get. So these are definitely gonna be a pair that are from the bad bunch of 2023. All right, now this case study of a fucking shoe is baffling. And let me just go ahead and say what shoe it is. This Mischief Big Red Boot fucking craze that happened earlier this year, bro. I still don't understand what happened. These released February 16th, and I am still just baffled that bro, they were everywhere. Like, I feel like that episode of The Simpsons, like when he walked into the bar and it's now a meme, but I feel like that's what it felt like. It was like every single social media, like repost page, every sneaker page, every artist, every like rapper, like everybody had these shoes, bro. And I was just like, what is happening? Like, these shoes are not practical in any way. Like, people were putting them on, couldn't take them off. People were cutting the back of them, trying to get out the boot. And like, honestly, the only person that put those boots on in even a good way was, what's that dude? I think his name Wisdom. Like, he's the only person I saw to put together multiple outfits and they work out. Everyone else, bro, be for real, bro. Like, y'all didn't put that on, bro. I don't think I could put it on. Like, it's just a shoe that's so unpractical. And it's crazy, like, once they actually release, no one was talking about them anymore. Like, people wanted them so bad before they released because it was like the biggest thing happening as far as like sneakers and shoes, bro. Like, if you got them ahead of time, bro, like your page was doing numbers. Like, you were getting like easily 6K likes on Instagram just because you had the boots. But once they released and you just bought them and thought that the hype was still gonna be there, bro, like, come on now. So I don't really know where to place these. Like, yeah, there was crazy hype, but yeah, they are also crazy stupid. Like, I don't know. I don't know where to place that. I'll let y'all decide. Y'all let me know, was it a good drop or was it a bad drop? And I want y'all to be very honest with yourselves. Be very honest. But for me, I don't think so. I don't think this was a good drop. This was, if anything, this showcased how bad trends are. Like, once people bought them, it was no longer a thing. Nobody's wearing those out in public. Nobody's wearing those. Like, they're wearing them solely online. Like, and that's it, bro. So in that aspect, it's a bad drop. Was it fun to look at? And was it like so interesting that it had everyone captivated? Yeah. There's no problem with that, but I just feel like wearable, practicality, not there. So that outweighs the hype for it for me. So that's gonna be one of the bad ones from this bunch of 2023. All right, so next we have the Tiffany & Co. Nike Air Forces. Now these got some buzz for sure. Like I know LeBron was spotted wearing them. I know other people were, you know, dying to get their hands on these. I actually know someone that won the raffle for these. But again, it doesn't really like do anything for me other than the fact that this is like, you know, this is one of those collabs where it's like, this is a big collab. Like Tiffany and Nike, like that's a big collab. So I understand the overall appeal for the shoe. It didn't move me at all. Like it didn't really do anything. I know there was a lot more work put into it as far as like, you know, texture, materials and all that because it's Tiffany and it's also Nike. So there's probably a little up in quality, but it just didn't move me. Like it didn't do anything for me. Honestly, the toothbrush was the greatest thing from that drop. But overall, these are definitely gonna go into the category of one of the bad ones of this bunch. Just because like it didn't do anything for me other than like, it was just a dope idea, the fact that Nike and Tiffany were collabing on a shoe. Like I think that's the dopest thing about it. But as far as like the actual shoe itself, like it didn't really do anything for me. But the box though, the box was dope. And again, I think just like the rollout with the accessories that came with it, super dope. But the shoe itself, bro, it just wasn't like moving. It wasn't groundbreaking in my opinion. All right, so next we have the Cortez Nike Air Max 95. I hope I'm saying Cortez right, because it's EI. So I hope I'm saying that right. But these, fire. And I know I'm the one that's typically like, I want more, you know, creativity. I want more, you know, a wow factor and all that. And like, these don't really necessarily give that, but there's beauty in simplicity. Like these shoes are perfect. And I know they also dropped the green ones. Those are dope as well, but these are fire, bro. Cause I think like the 95 is like one of those staple shoes that if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely owned a pair of 95s at some point in your life. You may not have them now, but at some point in your life, you definitely had a 95. And these are fire. And these dropped March 21st for like $190, which isn't too bad. I know now, cause I try to get this pair currently, and looking at Grailed, bro, like people are selling these for dumb prices. Like I wish we can go back to people selling sneakers for what they actually value it at. Maybe that's me just being broke. I honestly hate it so much that a sneaker could retail for $190, bro, and then people could resell it for $700, bro. It's just like, I hate you. But yeah, this is definitely going into one of the better ones from this bunch. Like this is definitely one of the great ones. And honestly, the simplicity of it, that you could wear at multiple occasions. The comfortability of 95 is really unmatched too. So definitely a great cop if you got it. All right, next is going to be one of the ones where you either go be like, nah, you tripping, or you go be like, I get you. But it's going to be the Ronnie Fieg Adidas Samba like crepe sole one that dropped. And honestly, it didn't do anything for me. Like I remember when these first dropped and they were all over social media, I was on the front end of being like, I don't really care about these. And I remember I put a poll on my story, like, you know, what's your thoughts on these? Either give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And for the most part, these were received very well amongst, I feel like everyone. Everyone loved them. And I just like, I wasn't impressed. Like they weren't really something that I can see myself buying into. I think what they did as far as reimagining the Samba, the concept is fire. Like instead of just doing like a basic Samba and just throwing a colorway out there, they reimagined it and put a crepe sole on it, which is really dope. I think that idea is really fire. But again, it just didn't move me. Like it was just like, okay. So I don't necessarily think these deserve to be in the worst from the bunch, nor do I think they deserve to be in the best of the bunch. It's kind of just like in that middle space with me. Like, it's like, I don't really care. They're cool to look at, but I don't really see myself wearing these, nor do I really have a crazy hype to want to buy them. Like I saw them, I was scrolling on Instagram and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I kept it pushing. Like it was just like one of those type things. And I can't always explain in great detail why I don't like it. It's just like something in my head is just like, oh, okay, like those are whatever. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I know a lot of people like them, so I can't necessarily say it's the worst of the bunch. My opinion, they definitely deserve to be in the middle because they weren't bad. It's just like, it's not a shoe that is for me. All right, next we have the Turtle Dove 550 New Balances that dropped April 6th. Let me just say this. I am willing to start a petition to stop the production of all 550s nationwide. So if you would like to contribute to that, I will go ahead and leave a link below. No, for real, bro. Like the 550, bro, has went through like such a quick lifespan of like, I remember when they first dropped, like those first AOD ones that dropped back in like early pandemic, bro. It was crazy trying to get a pair of those, bro. It was almost like the big red boot, like how many people wanted them, how many platforms were posting them. And then once people got them, how many outfits were thrown together with the 550 and being like, oh, like this is such a great sneaker. But then they start getting that Jordan 1 treatment and they just start releasing so many different colorways, bro. It turned into like a shoe that now when I see it, bro, like the right side of my brain starts twitching, bro. Like it makes me, I don't know, like it sounds like, it's not that I hate them. It's not that I hate the sneakers. I'm just so tired of seeing the sneakers. Just like I got so tired of seeing Jordan 1s. Like it just turned into a shoe now where it's like, it just turned into one of those sneakers that it got such a great deal of hype and they played it out so quick with so many different colorways, GRs, collabs, that like, I'm kind of just over it now. Like I could really care less if they stop making them. I could really care less. I don't think anyone is gonna be able to revitalize the 550 in my mind. I think that's how I view the 550 now. Like I really could care less about them. But I know people still like them. I know for the most part, the people I see wearing 550s the most are not the people that's heavily into sneakers, but just like the casual everyday person that just wants a pair of sneakers that's cool. Those are the people I see enjoying them the most, which perfect, like cool. Like there's nothing wrong with liking the 550 or not liking it. That's just how I view it. But yeah, 550, bro, I could really care less. All right, so next we have the AOD New Balance, the A60 V2. And bro, I know it'd be sound like I'm hating on AOD, which that's not the case. You know, they do dope stuff. We know that. But I feel like they're trying to push out so many different shoes, bro, and they just don't land for me. Like these, they look cool on the website. They look cool when they shoot the product shots. They look cool. I've seen these in person plenty of times and they honestly just look cheap in person. And that's a bold statement because they still New Balances. But I just feel like they just look like they're just whatever, bro. And I know they can be done up. And I know, you know, they can be styled well. It's just like as a standalone shoe, bro, I didn't care. All right, next we're going to have the Air Jordan 14, the Laney. And I really just wanted to bring this one on here, not necessarily for this colorway, but the Air Jordan 14. I just want to say this. Public service announcement. If you have the last shot Air Jordan 14 in a size 9.5, you need to DM me as fast as possible. I've been looking for the last shots for a very long time. I don't necessarily like every colorway that the 14 have. Like I know they have the Ferrari, the Laney, like they have all these colorways, but the last shots, bro, I've wanted those since I was like in high school, middle school, bro. The last shot is fire. So if you're anyone out there, or if you know anyone that's selling a pair of last shot 14s, please DM me and let's work out a price that's not too crazy. But that's really all I wanted to say. Like I like the 14 silhouette. I only like this colorway for some reason. I could really care less about the other ones, but if you have that pair, please reach out, but let's get into the next one. All right, next we have the Salehe Crocs Horchata. I don't want to necessarily talk about this colorway. I really just want to talk about Salehe Bembury has revolutionized so many sneaker brands in the short time that he left Versace into him jumping into his new ventures. Like, bro has changed the game with New Balance. Bro has changed the game with Crocs. He has changed the game with Clarks. Bro has done so much work in such little time. It's actually baffling. Like, he didn't necessarily bring Crocs out of the dark. Like, I think people were definitely wearing Crocs and people were definitely enjoying Crocs. But he took Crocs and made the most sneakerhead enthusiasts start purchasing Crocs. Like, bro has done so much. And I think it's just me trying to shed a spotlight on what he's been able to do in a short period of time. Because bro has literally done it all. And I think he has a really keen eye to making things stand out and making it his own. Like, everything that he puts out, it's him to a T. Like, it fits his profile very much so. So again, this is just homage to him because I have the Water Be the Guide. I had the orange pair for a little bit and I'm still trying to figure out what color in the Crocs I want. But bro has put out so many pairs and he's done so much for sneaker culture. Like, when he was like dropping off shoes in random locations and people were like, you know, trying to race to get the shoes. Like, he's doing amazing stuff. And he is the only person I can see bringing back the 550 in my opinion. I hate to bring it up so many times, but like, he has done a great job. So Salehe is taking over this year. He took over last year and he's gonna continue to do great things because I think he loves what he's doing and he has that spotlight now and he's going. He's pumping out shoes and collabs left and right. So definitely somebody you wanna watch because he's doing great stuff. All right, so this next one, I'll be honest, bro. I don't think I'm equipped with the closet currently to effectively roll these out. And the sneakers that I'm talking about is gonna be the Martin Rose Nike Shocks, and it's gonna be like that teal purple colorway, bro. I think it's dope, like, to look at. It's every time I see this sneaker anywhere, I'm like, damn, like, you know, that person really pulled it off. Or like, damn, like, those pictures are really cool. But then I start getting into my inner monologue and I start thinking about, can I actually pull these off? Is it worth it if I buy it? And as like the most honest answer as possible, bro, I don't think I could do it. Like, I like the shoe. It's really dope. It's really dope. I've seen the other color too, where it's kind of like that red and green. Like, the shoe itself is dope. I don't think I'll be able to do it. But with that being said, I could definitely place it in one of the best from 2023, for sure. Even though I don't think I would personally buy these, I think that sneakers evolving to a sense where they kind of look like this is kind of dope, where it's like high end and it's also kind of like dressy, but it's still a sneaker very much so in its essence. I like it. Like, I honestly like the creativity of it, for sure. I don't think I could wear it or pull it off, but man, it is dope to look at. So the Martin Rose, I hope I'm saying that right. I know I'll be butchering stuff, but I hope I'm saying that right. The Martin Rose, definitely one of the greater ones from 2023. And lastly, I have the New Balance Ghani collab. They did their collab on the 1906R silhouette from New Balance. This sneaker released August 16th, and I'm kind of like indifferent about it. Like, I haven't seen it in person yet, but based on the images online, it looks dope. It looks dope. And I've seen the 1906R in person. Like, the sneaker silhouette is dope, but with these colorways, like, that's taking a very bold stance. And I don't know if it's like, hey, it might be in that middle segment for me. Like, I like the fact that they went there with it. Like, they took it and they said, you know what, we're gonna be bold and we're gonna be loud about it. We're gonna, you know, make it ours. And like, they went with that very bright color, like yellow greenish, neonish. Like, it looks cool, bro. I wanna see it in person before I really give it like a best or worst situation. And I feel like if I got them in hand, I would be able to have a better understanding on where it kind of lives as far as like best or worst releases so far. So I'm gonna place it in the middle right there. I hate to end it off on like a middle, but I think it can be a good drop I just need to really see it in person to really get a better understanding for this sneaker. And that's gonna wrap up the video. Honestly, I think I just wanted to make this video just because I feel like sneakers, again, have really just become an afterthought for me. You know, being someone that was actively in sneakers and, you know, always wanting sneakers, being at this point in my life now where I would much rather own like a boot, a mule, a chukka, a wallaby, is really baffling to me because I'm really just like a sneakerhead at heart. Like I really love just putting on some sneakers and going out the door. But I feel like sneakers just haven't been fun. Like, I don't know, like it just, like there were definitely some great releases this year, but you know, to be kind of halfway through the year, it's August now, and you know, we got a couple more months left. I feel like this year sneakers have kind of been like whatever, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying as a whole it's terrible. I'm not saying sneakers are falling off, but it's just like sneakers have kind of just become, they've just become an afterthought for me. Like, it's never really like, you know, when I'm in a mood to purchase something, when I'm like, you know, I want to buy something, sneakers are never the first thing I think of, especially sneakers in the current. Like, I'm definitely looking at past sneakers from like 08, 06, you know, like in that era for sure. But as far as like sneakers now, like in the present in 2023, like there's none where I'm like even actively going back to try to get anymore. Even like the ones that I gave praise to in the earlier parts of this video, like it's kind of like, I like them, they're dope, but I'm not pursuing those anyway. I'm definitely looking at past models or like older sneakers, if that makes sense. But I'm interested to know in the comments, what sneaker release from this year would you say is the greatest? And also, what sneaker release from this year would you say is the worst? Like, I feel like there's so many more sneakers I could have mentioned, but again, I wanted to focus on the ones I feel like got the most attention. I want to focus on the ones that I feel like were covered a lot. And I think there are more to be covered in this video. So drop in the comments below, what sneaker was the best for you? What sneaker was the worst for you? But also, I want to hear your sentiments on what is your current state of mind when it comes to sneakers? Are you actively happy when purchasing sneakers? Do you find yourself wanting to buy more and more sneakers? Or do you find yourself kind of taking a step back and purchasing things like boots, wallabies, and things of that nature? Like, I'm really interested to hear y'all opinion on this. But without further ado, like I always do, I'll catch y'all in the next video.
But I love the way you work it. Ay, I love the way you work it.